Welcome back to Etc. Podcast. I'm your host, Victor, along with my co-host, Mark. How you doing, sir, on this fine, dandy day?
I'm doing good. It's hot. It's warm. It's getting better. It's getting to that degrees we want.
That's what we like to hear. You hear yourself all right, buddy?
Don't hear myself at all, but
You
it's
don't?
okay.
I hear you. I see you moving, so let's
It's
hope that
fine.
this is working
That's all I
perfectly
care
fine.
about.
Matter of fact, let's just turn up. Can't do anything about that at that point. We're here for another episode. If camera dies, you know what? I might just, if things go wrong, because I'm tired of things going wrong, I'm sitting on that side with you. We're looking at that one for the next half hour.
Okay.
But yeah, we're back. Have another episode back. I feel like we were just recording the other day, but we're back at it once again as always because we got these episodes out for you guys. You know, Mark, I don't really know what to talk about today. I'll be honest with you. I was thinking, planning all day at work. I wasn't really working. I was just thinking about this because I love you guys so much. And I was like, you know, what we should bring back because we haven't done it in like a week or two.
What?
Am I the asshole?
Okay.
So, you know, it's come to the point where it's like, I don't know what to talk about. Let's just default and talk about what other people have to say. Free content. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Give our opinions and we call it a day. So are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
I got some stories ready. Are y'all
Let's
ready
get it.
at home? I got 3 saved up, so let's see if we can fit them all in this one episode for you. I'm going to read off the top one. It's a heavy one, but we're going to get through it together, guys.
Let's do it.
Am I the asshole for getting it elsewhere since my wife didn't want to have sex anymore?
Yes.
Okay. Mark already has his stance. Let's see how he feels at the end of this. Camera died. Just over here, guys. A few months ago, I posted for relationship advice on another sub. Basically, my wife has decided unilaterally that we are done having sex. She found out that she cannot have kids due to a choice she made before we met. Okay. And kids apparently are the only reason she was willing to have sex. Oh. I love my wife, and I enjoy being intimate with her, but it was making our marriage untenable after 2 years of this. So I posted for advice. I got a lot of great support and suggestions about how to talk to my wife. I tried a lot of it. I started going for counseling for myself as well. But no matter how I approached her about our situation, she would not try and see it from my point of view. Every discussion would end with her crying and screaming in my face that I'm trying to emotionally manipulate her. I then wrote her a letter outlining my feelings and asking her to come with me for counseling, to seek it for herself, and perhaps to go see a doctor. I was kind and loving in the letter. The last thing I wanted to do was set her off. I worked on the wording with my counselor to make sure I wasn't saying anything aggressive that could be misinterpreted. She read the letter. Then she scrawled across it with her red Sharpie. I'd never seen the word scrawled before be used like this. Go get it. She wrote, "Go get it elsewhere because you are not getting it from me," in quotes, is what she wrote. Okay. Then she walked out. You see where this is?
Yeah.
Then she walked out. I sat there for about an hour doing nothing. Then I told myself that I told myself that was what I was going to do. That was hard to read, sorry. We are both fairly successful in our jobs. I'm not super attractive, but I'm fit and a good talker. It took a while. Talk about yourself nicely. It took a while, but I met someone. We started out as just friends, but it became physical. I made sure she knew I was married. She is not interested in a relationship, so I guess I am a safe option for her. My wife found out because I did not try and hide it. She was crying, and when I got home one night, when I came in, she asked if I was going to leave her. I said no. She asked if I was cheating on her, and I said I was getting sex elsewhere. She said that was cheating, and I did not disagree. I asked her what she wanted to do. She said I had to stop. I asked her if we were going to start having sex. She said I was an irrational asshole if I thought that she would have sex with me after I cheated. I went to my desk and pulled out a photocopy of the letter I wrote with her answer in it. I went to have a shower and go to my room to sleep. When I woke up, she was sitting on the couch waiting to talk. She said that she reread the letter and that she realized that she had not before. So she just never read it all. She just thought like it was him being like, please have sex with me.
That's all it says.
She said she would go for counseling alone and with me. All I had to do was stop having sex elsewhere. I said I would be willing to pause my friendship until we saw a counselor, and that if I saw progress in our relationship, I would break it off. She said she would not agree to counseling without me leaving the other woman. It almost turned into a fight, so I just went for my run. Before I left, I asked her what would compel her to go to counseling if I stopped having sex elsewhere. When I got back, she still did not have an answer. She couldn't even say that our relationship was worth saving. I don't want a divorce, but I'm willing to leave over this. I'm 28, and I'm not going to go the rest of my life without sex. She refuses to see my side. Before you say anything, I'm coming over there.
Okay.
Because I'm not doing a whole half hour of this. All right, so Mark, after reading his story here, how do you feel about what was said? What are you thinking?
I still think he's the problem.
He's the problem.
Not so much the problem. I just think he just didn't go about it the right way. How I want to explain is everything he did up to the point where he started having a relationship with someone else was fine. You know, he talked to her. He tried to get some, you know, so I guess some like
It seems like he tried multiple times and multiple different methods.
He tried to like get some way around it, trying to help her see his side and explain, and also try to find alternatives to help and just try to understand what's going on. So I agree in every aspect of that. But once he ended up seeing another woman, that's where I think it kind of like that was it. Even if she said, "Okay, go and like go find it somewhere
like
else,"
with that, like even if. Because me immediately, or I feel like you too, you'd be like, all right, like she's not being dead ass about that.
Yeah.
But even if she actually, I'd be like, do you really mean that before I go do this? Like, what is going? Because like obviously he just like heard it the one time. He's like, all right, bet. Like
exactly. So that's where I'm just thinking like, obviously I feel like she didn't mean it. It was more so of her being in anger. Of course, people are going to say things all the time when they're angry. So I think that's really what it came to. He should have kind of knew that, but I guess didn't. And he was just, I guess, frustrated at the same thing.
He just wanted to have sex so bad.
Exactly. So that's where I kind of was like, dang, bro, like control yourself a little bit. But again, if we're going to get around this idea of having, you know, sex, I feel like, yeah, it's, I guess, something that you being married really want to be able to experience, you know, in the sense. And if you don't do it, it's just like, dang, like this is, and I feel like we also got to talk about the fact that like, I don't know if they got it, like if they had this conversation, but you know, like the whole conversation and the whole thing about how she had this thing done with her before
they got together.
So it's like, I don't know if he knew that when they got married, because at that point,
I feel like he did.
I feel like if he knew that before, I feel like he shouldn't be this like confused as to why. I feel like she most likely had to give some reasoning behind that, you know? So I don't know, but yeah, I just felt like at that point, once he started doing that whole thing with the other shawty, I just felt like, yeah, he's probably like kind of doing something he shouldn't, because yeah, I don't know. That's just a me thing though.
Mm-hmm.
Like he probably could have just did. Like for me, I thought the only thing he probably should do is just get a divorce, like just straight up.
Yeah,
like,
obviously, like the first, like before cheating, leave.
Yeah,
but I guess in that case, when she literally wrote it down, I was like, yo, like go find it elsewhere.
Yeah.
He took that as permission, which I don't really agree with, but.
Yeah.
I mean, there are such thing as like polyamorous relationships. Right?
Exactly,
so, like,
but that's like an agreement, obviously, through everybody. So that's where it's like, okay, if that was the case, then sure. But
and it's if he would have like double checked with her before he did all this, I would have been like, yo, he's valid.
Yeah,
because he touched all bases, made sure everything's cool. Because even the woman that he did it with, he told her, like, yo, I'm married, and she was like, I don't care. And his wife told her, go find it elsewhere. Yeah. But it's the fact that he just immediately was like, all right, cool, like. Don't got to tell me twice, literally. Like, he took the first answer and just dipped off with it.
Exactly.
It's like when you're like, all right, bro, you was kind of like waiting on this, huh?
Yeah. So, like, that's where I'm like, I don't think he did the right thing. And I also am like, I'm also seeing different problems from both sides, because, again, when you hear at the later part of the story, like, oh, yeah, she ended up reading the letter.
Yeah, like she didn't even read it in the first place.
It's just like, okay, so she didn't read it. She was just upset, just probably tossed that John. Yeah. And then she's reading it now and seeing his side. But remind me of the end. Did she say anything about the whole, so it like what's going to happen next? Or was it just... I
mean, from what he was saying...
Because I know they said that they were going to do the counseling and all that stuff. But obviously she was saying he has to end it.
Yeah, so that's kind of like... It seems like they're kind of at a crossroads where it's like... He doesn't want to divorce. He wants to seek counseling, which is something he initially asked for. He tried multiple times and she didn't even read it until after things blew up. You waited until now to like. If you would have read it the first time, maybe I would have never even ran out, because you would never have written that if you read what I said.
Yeah.
So it seems like whatever is going on with her, it seems like it's a very sensitive topic, because she immediately blows up. Because when she found out that he was cheating, he was just like, all right, if I stop, we're gonna start having sex again. And she's like, oh, like you asshole, like you're manipulative, like. No, it's just, trying to figure this out. But they're kind of at a crossroads. She's like, all right, he has to break it off. We'll go to counseling and we'll figure things out. But he's kind of like, all right, I'm comfortable doing that if we see some progress. If we go to counseling and it finds out that we're able to find a mutual agreement where both our needs are met, then cool, I'll break it off. But if we're going to go to counseling and it's going to stay where, we're talking this out, but I still don't get at least a little bit of compromise as to what I want, then I still lose.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to break it off.
So that's where I feel like, I I feel like in her sense, like I feel like I agree with her in the sense like, okay, like if he breaks it off, then we'll do counseling. Because that makes sense in a sense. Like, why would you want to be doing this counseling stuff
And then also still
and then
continue to do
also
what you're
continue?
doing.
Yeah, like, and my thing is like looking at that, and I'm like, again, if you clearly are just like having a problem with this dude, just literally do a divorce. Because in my head, I'm like, why is it so hard? Because then you mention like, oh, like I don't want to get a divorce.
Mhm.
Okay, you don't want to get a divorce, so then why are you still like, why is it so hard for you to be like, okay, well then I'll just cut this off? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like if you really don't want a divorce, cut that John off, because clearly she's willing to try to reach to that point. She's just asking, just cut it off. So
Yeah.
like at that point, you can see it happening. So all you gotta do is cut it off, and then you're good. You know, I mean, of course, I can't give you the answer what's to happen afterwards, but then again, that's where it leads to that ultimate next step of like, all right, we're just divorcing then if that's the case. So that's just kind of where I see things at. Of course, like I said, there's both issues in both areas because
because he clearly tried. She's not really budging on it, but now after, you know, there's like a listening problem on both sides.
yeah.
Where like he was trying to like, obviously they talked about for whatever reason she can't have children.
Mm-hmm.
He has his needs, whatever. Which also like, I know that there are couples or like situations where like sex, some people are like demand a lot of, and like that can be kind of not great, but also that type of is important for a couple regardless. Like even if it's not all the time, like
that's why I said for
that's
marriage,
something that's like at least in life should be something that's happening. It doesn't have to be every day, every week, every whatever, but like an amount that both of you are satisfied or happy.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like she's at 0 and he's like, can I get 1? And she's like, nah. So yeah, it's like a listening issue and just communication in general, and then just being able to actually make it work. If it's like they're both valid in what they want, but if neither of them are willing to like fulfill that for each other, then yeah, just leave each other, like
that's
divorce
what I'm
each
saying.
other.
I just feel like at this point, like I just felt like after the whole idea of him like I said, doing the joint with the other shorty, I just feel like at that point y'all might as well just kind of like just end it.
Yeah, because she is like, whatever happened, she can no longer have kids, which is something that happened before the marriage. So obviously you guys didn't get married at day 1.
Yeah, exactly.
So unless you guys were having sex at a certain point and she immediately was like, no more or whatever, obviously it's like a sensitive thing for her maybe to feel like maybe she wanted children, but since she can't have it, she's like, I'm not going to have sex anymore because that was the only reason that I wanted to have sex in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult. The guy's the asshole just kind of for not like double checking before he did this, because clearly it was like an emotional thing where she was like, yeah, like go fuck somebody else. And like he was like, all right, bet.
Yeah.
And like I don't think she actually meant that. So that was his fault for being a dick. But also there's a part of it for him as well where like she's not really, like it seems, at least from how he's writing it, which obviously could be biased because it's his point of view, where she's just like immediately just like a wall. It's like, absolutely not. I'm not hearing anything you have to say. So.
Yeah, like I said, it's more so like I said, that's why I had a confusion of like, did he know this before they got married? Because I feel like at that point, like clearly there was a little bit of a barrier of not getting this whole thing figured out first. Like it probably came up, but it was probably one of those things where just like, oh, okay. And then like you didn't really think about it, but now you're getting to the point where you need to think about it and now it's too late. And now you're just like, wait.
You know, what's another thing too that when I was reading this, I wanted to mention where maybe in the beginning, like he knew this, he was cool not having sex, and it got to a point where he was like, wait, I'm not as cool about this as I thought I was, which is something that can happen in relationships.
Sometimes, yeah.
Because like even for similar topic where it's like, oh, one partner would be like, oh, I don't want to have kids, like point blank period, or like they physically can't, or they just like refuse to have children.
Yeah.
And the other person is like, oh, I kind of like the idea of kids, but I'm not like pressed on it.
And
so like
I'm
cool that you're not cool with that you're not trying to have kids, and then years go by, it's like, wait, I really like that's a big deal for me.
And
I want a family.
And the idea of that usually happens because like usually when y'all talk about that stuff, it's stuff that's very new with each other. You're still learning who that person is.
Sometimes younger as well. Yeah, it's like I'm not even thinking about kids yet.
Exactly. And usually at that time, like I said, you're still figuring things out with that person. So you're not even like worried, like you said, about that aspect of that person. You're just more so worried about like, oh, like what are hobbies they like to do?
Yeah, because the guy's 28, so he's pretty young. So I don't know how long they were together, but like he was when they probably got mentioned this got mentioned. It's like, oh, like yeah, I'm not worried about kids right now.
Yeah,
Now he's getting
exactly.
closer to like 30 or whatever. He's like, maybe like I kind of do want like a
Exactly.
son or daughter.
You start hanging around more people that have them. You start
See other
really,
people your age have kids, and
yeah,
you're like, I kind of
you're
want the
just like,
same
dang,
thing.
well, I can't do this, and now you're like, oh, I feel out of the loop with stuff. So
Yeah.
it makes sense for sure on that part.
So that I can understand. Maybe that's what actually led to all this happening. So
Yeah.
he cheated, kind of. He did. It's like Rocky because like how he worded it. He could also be making this seem like a lot more on his
Mhm.
side than it actually is. So who knows? But
Yeah.
yeah, he didn't go about it the best way. Even though he did try, it seemed like he was very, very much trying. And if she would have just read the letter, it would have been a lot better. But she got cheated on, and it's unfortunate.
Sure, yeah. Like I said,
Um,
he should have just ended it at that
yeah.
point.
All right, next one. Let's just try and get through these. You ready, Mark?
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I the asshole for not wanting to pay for my sister's wig after I called her a bald-headed broke bitch? Early thoughts. Strong title.
Yeah. I don't think he is. I don't
Okay.
think he needs to pay for somebody else's stuff. I mean,
All right. My 17, so the person writing this 17-year-old male. Sister, 18-year-old female, decided to get a pixie cut. Okay. I don't know why that was funny. She had for about 2 weeks now and she hates it. She came to me and told me that it's embarrassing my hair is longer than hers and she wants me to shave my head. I told her that I would not shave my head and that if she doesn't like how her hair is, she should just get a wig instead. Already, I don't like where this is going.
Yeah.
She told me that she doesn't have money to buy a wig, and so I told her to ask our parents to get her one, and she told me that she wasn't going to do that because they were the ones who advised her to not cut her hair in the first place, and it would be embarrassing to admit that they were right. All right, this sister sucks, and she's the older one. She then again asked me to cut my hair, and I told her no. She then got mad at me and told me that no man actually cared about their hair, and if I wanted to be a girl so bad, I should just say that instead. This pissed me off, so I told her that it isn't my fault. She was a bald-headed broke bitch, and if she wants to get a wig, she should just get a job instead. She was not happy when I called her bald-headed and went to go to tell our parents. Our parents got mad at both of us for arguing, and then after they got done yelling at us, my dad told me that he wants me to pay for my sister's wig. He told me that I had to pay for her wig because what I said to her was disrespectful. That doesn't add up. He said what she said was wrong, but what I said was worse. That's not also how that works. I told him that I only said that because she kept antagonizing me. He kept insisting that paying for the wig was going to be my punishment and he'll think of something for her. I told him that I've been saving my money since I started working and I wasn't going to spend any of it on her. Told my dad that if he takes money out of my account that I wasn't going to speak to him until he puts everything back. Because knowing my sister, he's probably going to try and pick the most expensive one. My parents are upset with me because they said I'm trying to run away from accountability and they find it unreasonable that I would try and punish them for that. I don't see why they can't pay for it themselves. That's what it really boils down to. They're not trying to pay for it themselves. Because what happened to us? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I called you a bald-headed broke bitch. Are we cool now?
It's not even that. I just don't think in any way, like you said, the title for me, I was just like literally nailed it. I was just like, why should you have to worry about paying for somebody else's stuff?
Unless we found out he like shaved their head.
That's what I was gonna say. Unless he was the cause of it, then okay. But if he had nothing to do with it and it was literally all on her domain, like her thing, like yeah, like why am I paying for your stuff? And then I get like accused and I get told I have to do something just because I called you like a bad name.
Yeah.
Like nah, bro, I'm good. I don't care. Like
literally the only person who has a problem with accountability is the sister.
that's what I was about to say. You're the one who got the cut.
Your parents told you don't get the cut. You're not gonna like it. She got the cut.
I got the cut.
Got mad that her brother had longer hair. Like,
why do you have longer hair?
Why do you have longer hair than me? You shouldn't have that happening to you. Do you want to be a girl so bad?
Yeah, then she goes and starts calling.
You mask it,
Why
like,
didn't we
just do
tell? Why didn't he say that to the parents? Like, oh,
Yeah.
she was like trying to call me a girl.
Manipulate and like
yeah,
gaslight.
like what?
And now she's like, yeah, cut your hair. Still no accountability. Now it's his fault because her hair is shorter, even though she went to go get it cut.
Like, I'm sorry.
Then the brother was like, yo, go tell mom and dad about it. They'll pay for your wig or like ask them to help you out. And she was like, no, I don't have the money for it because I don't have a job. Brother's like, yo, get a good fucking job so you can pay for your
job
wig.
application.
Yeah, like it's fucking you bald headed broke bitch.
I can got a job application right here.
And then even further from that, she's like, oh, I don't want to ask mom and dad about it because they told me not to. So they're going to tell me that they were right. More accountability that she's dodging.
Yeah. She's literally putting it there.
And then after she got name called, that she goes and tells the parents what he said, not saying what she said. And now he's the one dodging accountability. If anything, he's the most accountable one in this whole fucking family.
True.
Because the parents don't want to pay for the fucking wig.
I also want to know too, like, how did this guy? How did he get brought into it? Like
She was just like, your hair's longer than mine. Like,
that's what I'm saying, bro. Imagine I just came home from school. I'm just walking to my room, and she's just like, "Why is your hair long?"
Yeah, like-
like, bro, I need to go do my homework. Leave me
Yeah.
alone. What are you talking about?
bro, I feel terrible for this kid, man.
Yeah, like, dang, bro. I was just trying to get online with the boys.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, they hear me arguing in the background.
Nobody told her to cut her hair
That's what I'm saying, bro.
whatsoever. So like, what's her deal? All the parents should have boiled down to is, yo, like, don't talk to your sister that way. Apologize to her, and like, the hair will grow back. Like, deal with it. Like,
True.
nobody told you
Just
to cut your
as
hair.
much as she said to him,
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, boys aren't really worried about their hair."
Yeah, that's how you deal with accountability. You said some fucked up shit to your sister. Apologize. You said some fucked up shit to your brother. Apologize. You didn't listen to us, so you got that fucked up ass haircut. So you got to sit with that shit. Now go to your room. I'm gonna go watch fucking Family Feud with his bald headed, not broke ass.
True. Steve Harvey. No, yeah. I just think that doesn't make any really sense for her. She clearly was not in the right. And yeah. Like, and then I'm also just confused on like, what is it? Like I said, like he didn't really do anything. He just kind of got brought into this. And I also was like kind of feeling for him too. And he was just like, oh yeah, they're telling, my dad is telling me I got to go and pay for it. And
I've
he
been
was like,
saving ever since I started working. I've been saving up. Accountable.
yeah, like he's being a grown up.
Yeah, like,
And on top of that, I kind of felt for him too. And he was just like, oh yeah, like I'm not going to talk to him until he puts that
yeah,
money
like
back.
if you're gonna take bread out of my account, like, you better give me that shit back. Like,
yeah, like what?
be accountable, Dad.
yeah.
The fuck.
Yeah, nah. That's why I'm like, I feel for him on that because that would just suck. Like, I was literally thinking in my head as you were explaining it, like, I'm literally going to my bank and I'm just like, yo, give me all the money in cash. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
hiding this joint.
take my dad name off this fucking account, bro.
like, there's no way I'm letting
It
this
sucks
money
for him
come
too
out.
because he's still underage. So
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that's why I said
And he's the younger brother. See, you could tell that these parents have like a different set of rules for each of
It
them.
was probably got
And
spoiled.
Yeah, and it's just fucking him up because like he got a job. He's the younger one, got a job, got his own bread. He got his own long hair that he grew himself and did not cut.
That John probably
Luscious as fuck.
Yep, luxurious.
Crazy,
She's just
bro.
hating. She's just hating because she can't grow it.
You got the right idea, bro. Keep it up. Stand your ground. Don't talk to your dad till you put that money back in your account with interest.
Yep.
That's what I would say. And then my dad would probably smack me, but it's okay.
What'd you say? Nothing.
Take the money.
Take it.
But next one, since that was a clear one, a little bit easier than the cheating on your wife thing.
Yeah.
Last one for the day. Think I fucked up by hooking up with the professor's daughter. This isn't really am I the asshole? This is more like I think I really fucked up.
I'm giving you the answer now.
Yeah. It says, I'm a typical university student just trying to get through finals week. Tonight, after a very stressful day of exams and studying for my ancient literature class, I decided to casually scroll Tinder. Okay. How do you usually like to, de-stress after a long day of studying, Mark? Is it Tinder? I usually like watch a show or play video games. What do you do?
I probably
Bumble?
go. Yeah.
Raya? What's the other one? Hinge?
Yeah, that's just hilarious. He's just like, man, finals.
Swipe. Like,
All
right.
what?
It had been a while and I just needed to de-stress. It had been a while. He needed to hit up that husband and he asked him for advice, clearly. Little did I know this would cause more stress than I could have possibly imagined. I swiped right on a girl who was less than a mile away. She was 25, a little older than me, but she was super hot and she seemed into me. So I went with it. She invited me over to her apartment. Damn, same day, same hour, damn near. And she said that she had to go in 20 minutes, so make it fast.
Yeah, I'd be
The
worried
fuck?
at that point. Yeah, no, I'm not doing all that.
Needless to say, we got straight to business. But about 3 minutes after we began, we heard the front door open. So she didn't have 20.
Monica, I'm home.
She told me to stop, so I stopped and we listened. The footsteps came in our direction and I got pretty scared. I expected it would be like when my parents caught me a few years ago with my ex. What is this guy's problem with getting caught? And it would be an embarrassment all around.
We'll just think he's living on his own.
Yeah, like...
guys, why are you home?
Yeah,
It's like, we
you
live
got no-
here. What are you talking
Be
about?
accountable. Not at all. The ancient literature professor who I absolutely despise and whose test I was frantically studying for walked into the room and froze. He saw her, gasped, and then saw my face. His face turned red and he screamed, "Get the fuck out of my house." I'm pretty sure I lost some of my hearing from how loud he yelled. Anyways, I put my shorts on and ran back to my quad. Now, as I lay in bed, all I can think of is how my college professor saw me naked. Not just naked, but raw dogging his daughter without any clothes on at all. All right, he didn't have to say it like that.
I know.
He already didn't like me, and he's a very tough grader. So why is he raw dogging somebody he spoke to on Tinder like an hour prior? That's another question I have.
Yeah.
And why is she allowing anyway? So I already know that I'm going to absolutely bomb this final and destroy my GPA. I see him tomorrow at 11 a.m. Wish me luck, and I'll update when that happens.
Well, what if he like really studied and got everything right?
Clearly not. He ran to Tinder and just ran off to do something else.
Oh yeah.
Update. Because I haven't taken...
I passed, guys.
I'm married. Because I have taken the exam, but I still don't know what's going on. I'm going to start out all the personal info. I'm going to start out all the personal info because it's blew up a lot more than I wanted it to. And I'd rather not turn this into a school-wide scandal. So he's going to blink out names. I shuffled into class. I'm going to substitute the names, okay?
Got you.
I shuffled into class, praying that my life wasn't about to be ruined by this professor. Thankfully, the TA came into the room and said, due to family emergency, Professor Bartholomew will not be proctoring today's exam. He will email you back with your graded exam by the end of Saturday. Right. After the TA said this, she started handing out the tests. When she came to me, she gave me this look and laughed before giving me the exam. I thought, great, now the administration probably knows. Anyways, I took the test and actually think I did pretty well. As soon as I got out the room, I checked my email. He put in parentheses, it's a habit. Whatever, bro, just check your email. And Professor Bartholomew had emailed me. Below is the email without the names. Jaquifus, please meet my wife, myself, and the Dean of Academic Affairs in room B12 in the Star Building tomorrow at 1 p.m. There we will discuss our situation and how to proceed. Thank you in advance for your understanding and cooperation. Best, Professor Bartholomew. I don't know what to think. First of all, I didn't do anything wrong. I have no idea why his wife is getting involved, but there was verbal and written consent, and if I needed to, I can use the Tinder DM history to prove it. Also, his daughter has an IUD, so there's no way that this is going to turn into a pregnancy. The main thing I'm worried about is how this will affect my relationship with my professors and the administration. I guess I'll update again tomorrow after the meeting. Okay.
Is that it?
He said, okay, after reading comments about it possibly being his wife, his reaction in the meeting makes a lot of sense. She said she never said anything about her and his relationship. However, I still very much hope that that's not what happened. And I just terrified him at the thought of being his future son-in-law. So he thinks, or they told him he could potentially have been having sex with his wife.
What? She was what?
Maybe he just had a younger lady, 25.
That's pretty young,
That's
though.
sugar daddy range.
Yeah.
What do you think, bud?
As far as like
The situation.
I mean,
Have you ever been caught?
no. I try to make sure I know the timing of things to not make sure things like that ever had happened before. But whatchamacallit? I just feel like, yeah, everything kind of sucks for him in this situation. But it kind of just like the whole idea with him getting the email talking about the administration or like, what did it say? It had to be like a conference or just like
basically like the school board or whatever.
Yeah, at that point, I don't know why any of that's happening because, like, again, like it's not my fault. Like at that,
Talk to the lady.
Like this has nothing to do with academics. That's kind of where I'm getting at. Is like this has nothing to do with academics.
I took the test. I didn't do anything weird. Like
like it's
is it personal life awkward? But why is the administration
exactly? That's what I'm
like. If
saying.
you want to meet at coffee or something, and have dinner. Or I'll go back to your place again. Like I already know where you live.
Yeah.
Then cool, we can have a separate conversation about this. But like this shouldn't affect my grades, which I feel like is kind of illegal too if they tried to do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
So
there's had to be some rule against that.
Yeah, I mean that's when you have to bring administration into it and explain to them exactly like why that kind of is happening.
But again, he got receipts too. He told them
exactly. So I don't think he should even have to worry because again, at the end of the day, like it has nothing to do with academics. Like it happened. You clearly don't know what's going on at home. So, yeah, I hope he passed. That's all I can really say.
Still no updates from that, so I guess.
I hope he passed. I mean, he said he felt like he did well, so
yeah.
Hope you did good, kid.
So like the fact that the TA was laughing, like it's kind of weird. Like,
yeah, like come on, bro.
Seems like the teacher's not really being professional about this.
Not being professional. I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't even be saying that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, why are you going to? It's like, yo, like guess what? I caught such and such having sex with my daughter / wife.
So weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. At that point, he's just making himself look even worse. But hey, I feel like if I'm the kid, I really don't have nothing to lose here.
Nah.
Like I really have nothing to lose.
Especially if
here.
you pass the exam, bro.
Exactly. Like
That's wins all around.
exactly. I have nothing to lose here. Like you can't fail me.
Yeah.
I passed your test, so
And I bagged your daughter/wife
like
in like an hour.
see
That's
you
just-
never.
it's just- yeah, like-
like I'm out.
There's nothing you. If you want to talk shit, like I got ammo.
yeah, like at the end
And
of the day,
receipts.
yeah, like you can't do nothing to me. I'm untouchable now. So yeah,
Nah.
wild though.
I've never had anything even remotely close to that happening to me.
Nope.
So I can't even imagine. But
Yeah, never.
my thing is, you heard footsteps. You stood butt ass naked.
True.
What'd you think was gonna happen?
I guess they probably thought that like
they would just
depending
keep
on the-
walking.
no. I probably think like maybe it's one of those houses crib where you can hear a lot of footsteps upstairs. So he probably thought like if he was to try to like get ready and stuff, it would probably seem like too loud. Like they were probably hoping he
But if they were
probably
to
wouldn't.
continue, it'd be loud too.
But he probably wasn't going to continue. It was more so just to hope that like he didn't come into the room. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
And maybe once they heard that he calmed down or went somewhere else, he probably tried to like sneak out and like leave. But he was probably just hoping for the best. So yeah, I guess since that didn't happen, he was just like, I'm gonna just kind of like it's kind of one of those just like stay still, like don't move and see like what happens. But clearly, yeah, I mean at that point I would have literally tried to at least like move a little bit. to,
Yeah, like
get
it seems like he
myself
just
a,
like let it happen. It was like
he's
hey.
just like, yeah. Like,
You didn't see family photos as you were walking through. I mean, it seemed like 20 minutes. Only had 20 minutes, and then
true.
so why do you have a picture of my professor? You have his class too?
Is he like your favorite teacher?
Yeah, like I don't get it.
Oh wow, look at that. Look at y'all having dinner
Did you
together.
Oh, you have graduation pictures together.
Oh my gosh, he was at your birthday. That's so nice. Like wow. Like come on, bro. You could have
Yeah.
seen some hints.
It just seems like he's like a funny kind of guy. Because like, why is it like, oh man, I had a long day of studying. Let me swipe through Tinder. Not let me go eat. Not let me go take a nap. Not let me go work out.
Yeah.
Play video games.
Listen to some
Chill with my
music,
friends.
nothing,
Listen to
bro.
music. Go outside. Nah, he said, I need some cheeks.
I need cheeks. I'm stressed. Crazy, bro.
Whatever, man. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Sorry for the weird angles this week. We had some more technical difficulties. We try to figure it out so it's not awkward and whatnot. We actually have something good looking for y'all as always. Hope you guys enjoy the content. As always, we got more videos coming out. As always, we don't plan on stopping. As always, y'all know the deal. This is Mark. I'm Victor. We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.